That brings me to former federal prosecutor and CNN legal analyst Shan Wu. Shan, thank you as always. Good to have your wisdom on this. I want to start with the news first broken by CNN about Donald Trump Jr. There'd been a lot of speculation about a phone call to a blocked number that he made before and after that June 2016 Trump Tower meeting. The speculation being, was that to the president or then candidate, because we knew that his number was blocked, but we learned yesterday, no, that was not who Don Jr. called. How significant is that?
I think it's significant in this sense, and I don't mean to state the obvious, but we now can rely on the fact that he didn't call President Trump. I think it's a mistake to make too much of it, because that does not mean that the president didn't know about the meeting. It does answer this question we've all had as to the mysterious blocked number. It's generally good for the president, generally good for Don Jr., because there have been denials that that was who the call was with. But actually, the other information we've learned as to who the calls could have been with, one of them is a friend of the family, quote unquote, who has business interests and was with Trump for the original trip to Moscow exploring the Trump Tower issue. So for me, that still raises a lot of questions as to what's really going on with the business interest developing that plan, and certainly does not contradict the idea that the campaign or people were aware of it at that time, even into the campaign.
Well, that's fair, and of course it's still possible that he knew, but you're taking away a piece of evidence that would be, a hard piece of evidence, right? Like a documented phone call, which strikes me as significant in the investigation.
Yes, that would definitely be somewhat of a slam dunk on the contradiction of what the president's saying. So in that sense, it is good news for him.
Okay. Other issue, President Trump, as you know, told the New York Times yesterday that Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, assured him that he is not a target of the Mueller investigation. I know the wording here is key, target, but he also said not a subject. Do you believe him, I suppose, and under what circumstances would a Deputy Attorney General tell a president's lawyers that?
I'll hold aside the question of whether we believe him or not, because that's always a question. If that were true, probably this would be the situation where, because of the unusual nature of the special counsel investigation, it's arguable that your normal terms like subject or target wouldn't apply, because Mueller and DOJ have already determined that he would not be indicted even if the evidence was there. So that could account for normally somebody like the president, someone who's been asked to submit written responses to questions which are under oath. That would be a subject. It wouldn't just be a mere witness, given how close he is to the center of things. Not a target. That's very significant if they really meant that, because it means we don't think you are really culpable of any criminal wrongdoing. But it's possible, because of the result that there can't be an indictment, that they're just not using terms like that, and maybe that's how it's being spun.
Now, the president was asked about the second case, which is the one being pursued by federal prosecutors here in the Southern District of New York. And on that case, this is the one that Michael Cohen, of course, pleaded guilty to crimes and implicated the president. The president admitted there that on that one, he doesn't know the answer to that question. How much of an opening, how much of a vulnerability, I suppose I should say, is that for the president?
Well, I think the Southern District case has always been a very big vulnerability for him. And really, I find it odd that if you were to believe that the Deputy Attorney General is advising him on this, whether he's a subject or a target, the Southern District certainly falls within the Justice Department's purview. So it seems weird that he wouldn't have been informed of that one, but of the Mueller, and perhaps reflects the president's obsessive focus more on the Russian investigation.
Understood. Shan Wu, we know we're going to keep coming back to you for your wisdom.
Good to see you, Jim.
Wise man.